This is a Do You Validate podcast.
If you can make it in the Riff Tank, they'll give you the green light, and you can even walk away with your life.
I need a captivating story with characters on the fly.
I know this better be good. I wanna die. In the Riff Tank, this is stressing me out. Oh God, I hope this is good. Because I don't wanna die. In the Riff Tank, would you not interrupt the theme song?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Riff Tank. Sadly, even though it was a very lovely and touching story, and I do love my girlfriend Rachel, her and Katie are dead. But to start, I did not throw them in a dumpster like everyone else. I buried Rachel and I gave Katie's ashes to her fiance Matthew. You are welcome, Matthew. I'm a good person. Anyways, we are joined with our new I don't know how to say words. I just thought about my girlfriend dying. I got sad. We're joined by our two new co-hosts, who hopefully will see the light of day after this. Kailyn and Kari, before they introduce themselves, you know what we got to do. It's time to start the clock. All right, great. So Kailyn and Kari, thank you for joining me. You've obviously read your contracts.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to admit this. We had talked before. They wanted to convert the format of the show to be nicer, to be simpler. I agreed to wear pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
I instead wore a shirt that says "slutting around." Mm-hmm. So that is my bad.
That's okay.
So, but go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone at home.
Hi, I'm Kari.
The pause between the two of you being like, "What are we doing?"
This is my sister. I'm Kailyn. I'm her sister. Kari's my sister. That's how it works.
Yeah. For those of you that are longtime followers of even before Do You Validate was around, Kailyn and Kari have appeared on many specials and one-shots that I've done before.
But we just keep showing up.
Very, very happy to have them here. I will feel bad if I kill them. They're two very sweet people. Let me rephrase. I won't kill you.
Yeah. Right.
That's not my job.
No, not this time.
I fight for the other guest. I fight for the host every time. I take the idea up and I'm like, I think this is a good one.
Yeah.
This is a great idea.
Yeah.
I have no say in it.
Yeah. No, I know.
Am I the one that's recruiting new guests? Yes, the show must go on. That's art.
Yeah.
We do have stuffed animals, though. They were gracious enough to let me use one, despite not having pajamas. Do these have names?
No. That one's named Yoongi.
Yoongi?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Yoongi the cat.
This one's named Uyang.
Uyang?
Uh-huh.
Are these just K-pop people?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, there we go. That makes sense.
I tried to get you out of it. This is Yujin.
I knew it was good. Okay. Anyways, speaking of, actually, first of all, speaking of death, this is how you. I think you're gonna make it.
No, we're gonna make it. Obviously,
I think this is a good one. But from Tell Me More. The cause of death, if you do die from this one, is birds.
Wow,
You
honestly,
love birds.
how I'd want to go.
You know
Birds.
what? That's
Yeah.
okay.
Birds.
How do you feel about birds, Kailyn?
Mostly positive. There was one bird one time that liked to sit in a tree right above where I parked my car for work for a long time that would poop in my car every day, and I didn't like that specific bird. But most birds in general
We have that bird right here. Bring him on out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know if that bird's still alive. We'll try to get him. But at least I know you love your sister, and she loves birds, so you'll love...
Yeah.
See, it's not all bad. If you go out, last thing you're going to see is birds.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Because they go for the eyes first. And then this is not the... you have to convince him that the idea is good enough to bring it upstairs.
Obviously.
This is Sherman.
Sherman.
The line producer. Right now he's angry. He needs a movie. He needs a little riff. And what we want to do, we want to make Sherman happy.
Yeah.
See, that's what we want. We want this. Right now, Sherman, livid.
Yeah.
So mad.
So mad.
So mad. He really loved the last idea, too. He's really, see, this thing, Sherman's putting a lot of passion in these projects, too. He's really putting in the time, putting in the work.
Yeah.
And this is the
Understandably.
11th episode now. We have nothing greenlit.
Oh no.
Oh my
As a
gosh.
studio, we're hemorrhaging.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You know how much it is to kill people? Surprisingly a lot.
Yeah.
Especially in creative ways.
Yeah, if you got flying birds.
You got
and
flying
other
birds.
things.
Somebody got cubed like from the movie Cube.
Oh.
We had to make that machine.
Yeah.
I know what that means.
It's an old sci-fi film. The lasers cut them up. Or maybe it was Resident Evil. I don't remember. Anyways, killing people is harder than you think. All right, so
yeah.
give some credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
But this is the clock. We started an hour, so we have 56 minutes left.
Okay.
Counting down. No rush, except for that exact time.
Yeah.
So right now, what we'll do is I need to get some more. Also, speaking of, we're running a little low here. So if you are a Do You Validate patron, you get to submit prompts here and ways to die. So we're getting to the bottom of the barrel. So please send in some prompts. So each of you draw one prompt.
Okay. There you go. I want this one.
We're gonna pick, and we pick which one we like the best, and we're gonna riff it out.
This is the one. Here is your bowl back.
That's such a big bowl. The other one was too small. This one's a little big. Oh no!
It's gone.
It's right
gone
there.
forever.
No, you kicked it. Oh, you kicked it. Oh no!
Where is it?
It's yep.
God, I don't wear pajamas. I'm dropping prompts. Everything's terrible. Okay, let's start off with Kailyn. We'll put Sherman back in his bowl.
24 hours till you die, but you're just trying to get back home to delete your browser history and hide your shame box.
Who's it from?
F Anonymous.
F Anonymous. Okay.
I'm gonna say some of these words wrong. A mythic xenofiction film about the life and times of a transgender praying mantis by Nate B.
We've pulled that one before. It's from Nate, as you all know, and we were all like, I don't really know what to do with this.
That's fair.
But we put it back in. Mine is from Brilliant Beholders Being Bumbling Barbarians.
Incredible.
Wow.
That's a lot of words. Santa has to deal with Mrs. Claus' family coming over for the holidays and their other mythical creatures.
Okay, so
I'm going to go ahead and say, based on the faces you two just made.
it's that one.
I love Santa.
Okay, throw them back in the bowl. Thank you.
Can you throw mine back in the
Whoa,
bowl?
that
You got
was a
it.
great shot.
Nailed it. Okay, great. So now we have the genre wheel. One of you gets to spin it really hard because it's low quality.
What if we got holiday? That would be so silly funny.
That would
Okay.
be so silly funny.
You want to spin it?
Do you mind not?
Yeah. Spin it really
Go for
hard. Ooh, that's a good spin.
Oh, it's a crime.
Crime!
Incredible.
Oh my gosh, I'm
This is
so
everything.
excited.
Okay, so once again, the prompt is Santa Claus has to deal with Mrs. Claus' family coming over for the holidays, but there are other mythical creatures and in the genre of crime.
Crime.
So this is good. We have a good base. Already know our leads, our lead characters,
Yeah.
obviously, Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Here's my question. Obviously, this isn't gonna be Christmas. They're working. They're busy.
Yeah.
What is the holiday this is?
Oh,
The most inconvenient would be Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Right before the
Yeah.
really busy season.
And it's one of those where like they didn't invite them over; they invited themselves
Claus
over.
Yeah.
And so it's like Thanksgiving with the in-laws. Mama.
Well, I love this. So yeah, Thanksgiving, and this is fun too because you see the opening and the trailer, and you're like, we're getting a Christmas movie about Santa. No, sir, this is a Thanksgiving movie.
Thanksgiving
Yes.
movie.
Which is not, I feel like, an underrated movie holiday. We have a lot of
really is.
Thanksgiving films, but not as many.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There's definitely not a countdown to Thanksgiving the way there's a countdown to
No.
Christmas.
No, people are just like, I'm going to eat a lot of food. And also Thanksgiving tied to
Yeah.
bad things.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
a lot more people treat it just like time for family to get together and enjoy things, not the near genocidal actions of the colonizers.
What if that's where some of the crime comes in?
Okay, hear me out.
Okay, go on.
Hear me out.
Shoot it.
The movie opens with a voiceover from the detective that's on the case.
Is the detective one of the elves?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, just making sure.
Ooh, okay.
And so, like, because this is happening in the North Pole, so obviously it's in the North Pole's jurisdiction in terms of crime.
His name is Detective Sparkleflake.
Detective Flake. Sparkle Flake.
Yeah, his first name's Sparkle.
Last
Yes.
name Flake.
Very common elf name,
Yeah.
obviously, but yeah.
The Flake family has been influential in the North Pole for generations.
And a lot of people thought that he just got his job because of nepotism, but he's actually
Right.
one of the first Flakes to go into law enforcement.
He is. He's
Yeah.
one of the youngest Flakes. So they're all he's kind of like the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people at first when he started his career, this obviously is all, you know, pre to the
movie-
movie starting.
But
This is
It'll be in the box set.
A lot of the lore
In the
is pre-understood.
Yeah.
In the extended director's cut,
Yeah.
you'll get the whole flake backstory.
You get an encyclopedia of all the elves.
And I really have to commend y'all for in the future whenever we pitch, because there's so much flake lore that we do have in the style of old school animated Christmas films, the backstory of the Flake family,
Right.
who they own the candy cane mines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of their money
And
comes
then
from.
later, like when you buy the special edition DVD, it can come with extra flake spin-offs.
Yeah.
Of course. The flake backstory.
Well, what we're hoping is not to get too ahead of ourselves.
crumbles, if you will.
Yeah, what we're hoping is this goes well. Disney picks it up. We
Yeah.
eventually get the Flake Files
The flake
Yeah.
files.
on Disney Plus
Yeah.
as a show.
Exactly.
Yeah. Him going around solving crimes, because this is what's really going to put on the. Because spoiler, he solves it. Like that is
Obviously,
like
yeah.
we can jump. We're just we're riffing right now.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like he makes it. We jump ahead. He does get. So this is what his big break is. Thus leading to the Flake Files, because now we got to uncover corruption. So this is
Because up to this point, Detective Flake has been kind of a joke at the precinct.
Yeah.
Because everyone is like, oh, he just got in because the Flake family's got so many connections. They're like big with the big man, aka Santa.
Yeah.
And, this is the case that really proves himself and is what establishes him as the North Pole's preeminent detective.
What if, what if this is not in the style though? I'm not saying we do one for one, but similar to, and obviously I know he was inspired by Agatha Christie, the Knives Out series.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yes, where it's like,
Yes.
this is the first one, so every
But
time we
there's gonna be-
do a Flake, it is a different cast,
different-
Right.
and he's the one going around. So it's like, he is kind of our lead character, but not like who we start on.
Yeah.
But like he is going to be our journey through the
Yeah.
franchise.
He's definitely our audience
Yeah.
insert.
Yeah,
kind
like
of
this
vibe.
one is Candy Cane's Out. The next one is the porcelain turnip.
Candy Cane's
yeah.
out. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say the porcelain what?
Turnip.
That's so good. So this is Candy Cane's out. That's
Yeah.
what the name of this movie is. We already named it
Out.
too, which is great. That's so let me ask this. Let's because we're pitching. We got to pitch this movie. We got a lot of pull here at the Dewey Valley Studio. Who are we casting as Sparkle Flakes?
A sparkle flake.
It's got to be someone charismatic.
Yeah, very
and
charismatic.
able to give, because here's the thing about the role of Detective Sparkle Flakes is that he needs to be able to convey the magical elements of being an elf at the North Pole without losing that determination that Detective Flakes needs to have. This is a pivotal role.
Oh yeah.
I have a pitch
Okay.
of who we can
Let's hear
reach
it.
out
Let's hear it.
to
Okay.
for Sparkle Flakes. I think it should be Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet?
Yep.
I would say we might need to get someone that when we're in the room with them, we can say his name.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Here's the thing though. I think he's a little too pretty for this. We want someone
fair.
that
That's
initially
fair.
we're going to underestimate a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Because the odds are against him.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking is going for like the everyone see it. Ugh, he's
That is
just a
true.
pretty boy.
That is true. Yeah.
So that was where I was going, but I'll take other pitches.
Okay. I'm trying to think of who's hot right now. And this is a good younger role too, because he's the youngest of. Is it Flake or Flakes? I feel like we keep saying both.
The thing is, you don't know.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Through the generations, the
It's
family name has
changed.
been a little construed.
I think we do that in the movie too. Sometimes he is referred to, even refers to himself as Flake.
As
Sometimes
both.
as
Yeah.
Flake. Sometimes
Yeah.
Sparkle or sometimes Sparkles.
Yep.
It's a North Pole thing. You can add S's and take
Yeah.
them away.
It's for Santa. That's why you can add S's everywhere.
Yeah, obviously.
I like and the
Santa and Claus.
Yeah.
S is for Santa.
Yeah.
That's a good. That's the follow up when Santa comes back for revenge.
Yep.
S is for Santa. Okay, I'm trying to think of who else is good right now. Who else is hot that would be good? I will say, and I've been liking him in a couple of things, and he plays a good underdog. Justice Smith.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
He was like in D&D movie. He's in
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Because he plays like a
Detective
good
Pikachu.
little,
Yeah, yeah.
kind of dorky, but still
And he's
charismatic.
got he's got the expected build of an elf, I feel like.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't
Yeah.
be a hard leap for people to believe that he is an elf.
Yeah. And I think it's more because he's shown in roles that he can play like I'm kind of goofy dumb, but like I would do. That's my pitch is Justice Smith.
I'm here for it.
I like him because he's been on a roll too recently.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think Justice Smith is a great one. So that's okay. So he's our lead in, and it'll be fun to see him because I want a younger actor because I'm expecting this to do multiple
Yeah,
movies.
we need the
this
longevity.
is years.
Because like
years.
we're hitting holidays, bank holidays, just random
Yeah.
a birthday eventually.
Obviously, we're doing Arbor Day first phase.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is that's it. All
Porcelain
wraps
turnip.
it all it all wraps up on Arbor Day. That's the phase
Yeah.
1. Okay, this is honestly off to a great start, and I'm upset how much I legitimately love this this flawless pitch of okay. So we'll cast some more people later. Let's kind of deal with not the cast of, but the characters of. Who is Mrs. Claus' families? Because then we got to decide what's the thing that goes down to have to call in
Yeah.
Detective Flake.
Well, Santa is actually, little known fact, Santa is in fact a Yeti, and Mrs. Claus is a Bigfoot. So she comes from a family of big feet.
Yeah.
That's why Yetis and big feet, it was kind of a big deal when they got together.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
And in like Hotel Transylvania style, monsters have monsters for family members, and similar to the monsters
Yeah.
of like
Right.
my dad's a Frankenstein's monster. My mom's like a hot witch lady. I don't remember what she was. Vampire.
Yeah.
She was a vampire. Maybe.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then there was like a werewolf boy. Great. So
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus is a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And then Santa Claus is the Yeti.
Yeah.
So Santa, the Yeti, lives in the North Pole.
He grew up in the north.
Yeah.
He's used to the climate. He went, for a conference of holiday icons, and it was a beautiful love story actually.
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus worked at the convention center, and it was like a chance meeting.
And we're for sure throwing this in the movie. We're having some flashbacks.
Oh, there's flashbacks and stuff
Yeah.
too
Because this will be integral to the crime later.
Well, it's because
Yes.
it's also very poignant too. And Knives Out, we get a lot of backstory about a lot because you're trying to think everyone's a suspect.
Yes.
So we're trying to show why some people would want to do whatever the crime that we are about to figure out happens. So it is like not everyone hates Santa Claus because he's a Yeti and like the Mrs. Claus Bigfoot family of monsters, but a lot of people are like
Yeah.
he's cold skinned, we're warm skinned. That we don't mix.
And then
like,
she had to go live with him because he had a whole established
he had a big
thing
Had a
going
big career.
on.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
career.
And they talked about it
Yeah,
before they
yeah.
ever got together about like, I can't leave my job. And she's like, you know what? Maybe I don't just want to wander around the woods all the time.
And you know what? I think
Yeah.
that Mrs. Claus's family was expecting her to take on their family business.
Yeah.
Oh, which is being in blurry photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all models.
amateur photography, amateur modeling, along with a little bit of like nature preservation.
Ooh, yeah.
Very concerned about the environment.
They also put out some albums of their sounds.
yeah.
Yeah, she had a budding singing career.
Yeah.
I love this. So let's build out the family then. And I do think we don't really have a lot of Santa Claus's family in this.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason why they don't come around. We'll figure that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So who are some of who we got for like parents and siblings? Let's build that out.
Yeah, I think the big family members that end up coming, Mrs. Claus's sister
Yeah.
and her husband and 5 kids.
Obviously.
Right.
They have to be there. It's
because
Thanksgiving.
that's a big stressor on them, is having the kids around when Mr. and Mrs. Claus are used to a childless family.
Oh yeah. He works with children all the time. Doesn't want to have them. My pitch: sister is for sure a cryptid. Husband, just a normal guy. All 5 kids, monsters.
Yeah. He's
Like-
just a dude.
And he.
David.
David. Yeah,
David.
just so simple. Like, honestly, I feel like we just get like one of the writers that's like who's pretty funny in the room. Like,
Yeah.
you do David. Like, you go in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very similar to, once again, we're just stealing from Knives Out. But as you see, Glass Onion, the character
Yeah.
that was just like, oh, he's just staying here. Very similar vibes to that. He's
Yeah.
just cool guy, very
Yeah.
chill.
Just chill.
And here's the thing, everyone likes David.
Yeah.
No one has a
Everyone
problem
Loves
with
his
David.
wife, loves his kids.
He's
Yeah.
There
there.
to
He's
vibe.
being just
What
so
What is
chill.
the sister? What kind of cryptid is she?
So there is this lore of the woman of the woods, or the witch of the woods.
Okay.
I think that's probably her.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she's a witch of the woods.
Yeah, her deal is that she just screams at people when they're in the woods.
Because she doesn't want him there.
And she and all the other time talks so normally,
so
beautiful
normal.
voice.
Yeah.
And then random, she's like, oh, hold on, someone's in the woods. Hey!
Yeah. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, sorry. Well, work. Can never leave it.
Yeah.
There's woods everywhere.
And she's always on call.
It's
Yeah.
so
She
hard to have a
never gets to
work-life
take a
You
balance.
see
vacation.
anyone in the woods, you gotta scream at
Oh
them.
my
The
gosh.
scream. So it was crazy that she got the time off, which is why like they had to take it now
Yeah.
because this is when she got the Jersey Devil to come like take her spot
he
for a
was
little
gonna
bit.
take-
Oh,
He
Jersey
was-
Devil, yeah.
Yeah.
So we get a couple of little calls in with the
Yeah.
Jersey Devil. Okay. What are the 5 kids?
Well, one of them is definitely just a unicorn.
A unicorn?
Yeah. She's the youngest,
Oh,
and
yeah.
everyone's like, oh, she's the favorite.
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the unicorn of the family. Blech.
Yeah, she's just like shooting sparkles out of her horn all the
Yeah.
time, vomiting sherbet ice cream that the kids love
Yeah.
to eat, and it is edible. It's not vomit. I mean, it is vomit, but
But
it is sherbet.
It's
Yeah.
being expelled as if it's vomit,
Yeah.
but it is
It
just
comes
sherbet.
It
from
is
a
just
different-
sherbet. Yeah,
Area.
Kids will love that.
kids will love. Dude, that's
love-
the thing.
This is a family film.
That's a
family
merch.
crime
That's a
film.
merch opportunity right there. You get a plushie that vomits out sherbet ice cream, and then
And
you
you're good.
sell sherbet ice cream.
Or you can, those stress things where you like squeeze in the eyes bug out.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
squeeze it and the
Instead
sherbet comes out.
Very good.
incredible.
Okay, so we got the youngest daughter is just a unicorn.
Yeah.
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 I think one of the kids should be a skunk ape.
Absolutely a skunk ape.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure. One is also just that very because that happens in some of the things. Like one of the kids monsters has to be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like a little bit different.
He's very adamant when they're like, "Oh, so you're also a Bigfoot?" He goes, "No, no, no. I am a skunk ape."
Yeah.
Obviously.
And he's going through puberty right now. So
Aw.
like the skunk ape smell though is like
getting to
potent.
everyone.
it's when he's been in a room because the smell lingers, and that will be important for later.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Important.
Yeah, so we've got, the kids, they leave stuff behind in the rooms they've been in. Sometimes it's sherbet, sometimes it's the smell.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
another kid is a mermaid.
Yep. But it's the opposite mermaid.
Mermaid.
So fish top.
Fish top, human
Human
bottom.
bottom.
Yeah.
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 Because we don't see the genitalia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's got a little like loincloth.
Yeah.
I think the oldest kid.
Oldest kid, fish top, human bottom, loincloth.
And honestly, he's really been struggling with what he's going to do with his life because he can't be like his dad and just be a normal person.
Yeah.
He's a fish head. And he can't really, there's not really any established lore for a reverse mermaid. to
Yeah,
where he
reverse
could go.
mermaids. Not a lot of them out there that we know of.
He's really struggling. If he were a regular mermaid, then he could, go and work at one of those aquariums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to see a fish top body when they're looking at whole fishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's really having a
Okay,
hard time,
so
and he's
that's-
acting out.
We got 3.
3. I think another kid is we are told the whole movie normal kid, right? This kid, just a normal kid. Then halfway through the movie and in one of the pivotal scenes to get one of the clues, we find out not a normal kid is a squonk. And just in the middle, somebody looks at them and they turn into a puddle of tears.
Now, I'm sorry.
A squonk.
A squonk?
Have you not heard of squonks?
What is a squonk?
A squonk is a mythical creature,
Yes.
a cryptid, where when it is seen or generally perceived or stressed out in any sort of way, it turns into water.
That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
So he's in somewhere
Yeah.
squonked out.
Yeah, somebody perceives him too much. Because he's kind of been in the background of a
Yeah.
lot of shots. And then finally somebody's like, and you did it. And then he goes, and then water.
And then puddles.
Squonk is such a phonetically fun word.
Squonk.
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 Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then I think the final one we gotta go like real weird, real left field is a chupacabra.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
And
Love it.
everyone thinks that he's like so misbehaved. He's so fucking chill.
He's the
He
chillest.
just enjoys goat. He doesn't have to. He doesn't only eat goat. He doesn't kill goats. He just is like, I mean, yeah, I eat goat.
And you know those
I
farmers?
ate goat once, and then they're like, oh.
Those farmers owed money to
Yeah.
his family.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he was really just taking what was owed to
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
And what's crazy is it was David's family.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually-
That's how
yeah.
David met them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how David met the
yeah.
cryptids. Well, his
He met-
family
Owed
had
money
a
to-
relationship with the cryptids.
Yeah.
And then David's side of the family also, we aren't going to call them a mafia.
Yeah,
But we'll
yeah,
hint
yeah.
around at it.
Yeah.
And so when they needed to collect, David's brother got his kid to go eat a couple goats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
I think I know the mystery, though.
What is the
I think-
mystery? Pitch it.
I think this mystery, because we've got a fun cast of characters.
Yeah.
I think something happens to Rudolph.
Oh, shit. Rudolph?
Yeah. Because we really want to get people invested in the drama immediately.
Did someone steal Rudolph's nose?
I think someone took Rudolph's nose off of Rudolph's face.
Of Rudolph.
Ooh. I think we need to get a really big name for Rudolph.
Yes.
And I think we need to do it where it's like a little distraction, where everyone thinks Rudolph's going to be the main character, but he's like hardly in it because he's so distraught about his
Yeah,
nose.
Because his nose. That's his
Because
whole
if we
thing.
get someone really big, we could only afford them for like 2 shooting days.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to have a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
Who's really hot right now? Who is doing... Actually,
Yeah.
Your
Timothy
man.
Chalamet.
Oh my gosh.
Timothy
Timothy
Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Yeah.
Timothy.
Timothy.
Timotei, baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So he's...
He would be such a good Rudolph, actually.
Actually, that's to say he's such a good Rudolph.
You give
and
him a
here's
little
yeah,
antlers
and you know
on
what? I think
Mm-hmm.
to tie it back to Mr. Flakes here, Rudolph has had some run-ins
Yeah.
with this
With the
detective
law.
before,
Yeah.
and so he's like, I don't want him on the case. He's not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
If anything, his family's just going to buy a conviction.
Rudolph has
You're-
gotten so many speeding tickets from him.
Oh yeah,
so
Rudolph
many.
is reckless, but here's the thing: Flake is just about the case. He's not about all these other things. He's trying to solve this thing because you steal something as iconic as this red nose, the North Pole's gonna go fucking apeshit.
Yeah.
and we're right outside of Christmas.
Yeah.
What if it gets foggy?
Just around the corner.
How are we gonna get all these presents? So all of the North Pole's economy so Christmas based.
Yes.
All the eggs in one basket, and it's not even about Easter.
It's not Easter.
And so, like, they are so focused on Christmas that this will ruin. And I think puts a really good clock on it. We got to figure out by the end of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because if this news gets out, people are just going to fucking flip out.
Do you know how
Everything's
many
going to chaos.
Thanksgiving parades end with Rudolph?
Yeah.
And then the kids find out Rudolph doesn't have his
Oh
nose.
my God, that's it. So the big Thanksgiving parade.
Yeah, the big one.
Normally that happens in the morning. In this world, whatever, it's at the end. So it's like Rudolph's like, I gotta go out. I gotta go do this parade. These children are gonna shit themselves.
Yeah.
If I'm going down that New York street, no nose, just
Yeah.
bleeding
They're
all
like,
over them.
There's Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, etc. And then where's Rudolph? And
Yeah.
who's this random guy with no
Yeah.
cool nose?
Who's this? No cool nose.
No
like
cool nose.
looking like Timothy Chalamet.
Yep.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. So that's actually really good.
Yeah.
Because now we have stakes. We have a time limit. We have to get this. And once again, this is a really big case for Detective Flakes to do.
Yeah.
And I do think that I don't know if Justice Smith and Timothy Shamrell have been opposite of each other, but I feel like they would do good.
I think it'll be a good back and forth because
Good back and forth.
it's
'Cause
like
we have them
yeah.
for a limited amount of scenes, but still, I do think that this is going so well. Who is Santa? Who is Mrs. Claus?
Okay.
Obviously, we need older.
hear me out because I'm going a little left field.
Okay, go.
Right?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
So I'm thinking we make it an international film.
Oh.
Right? We throw in what I've been watching, which is just K-dramas.
Oh.
So I'm thinking Santa Claus, Lee Dong-wook,
Lee Dong-wook.
and then
gonna look
Mrs.
this
Claus is IU.
IU and Lee Dong-wook.
Yeah, IU's coming to the U.S. for her tour later this year,
She
so
is.
we can
We
pitch
could
it to her
pitch it to her.
then.
I was thinking like much older, but I like the idea of them. We can age them up. We can age them
Yeah.
up. And then
also, who
who's
doesn't love a hot Santa Claus?
Yeah, he's very hot. And who's the woman?
IU. Just the letters I and U.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Much younger also, but still age them up.
Phenomenal actor and actress.
I like that too because
They're
it's a fun.
subverting expectations.
What's I'm saying? It's a
with
fun.
this movie.
Instead of just old bearded white man. We are casting outside of the thing.
Yeah.
And if they're doing a lot of like this is really in their realm.
Yeah.
So this will be fun. I love that.
And we're bringing an international audience in.
Yeah.
So it's like we're really going to bring in box office
We
sales.
want this to do well in the foreign and domestic market.
Exactly.
We gotta make money.
And they're
Exactly.
both really big.
And Thanksgiving is such like an American holiday. You have to do something big to
that's
draw
true,
in the
that's true.
international
to bring
audience.
in the international
We gotta
audience,
show
you
people, yeah.
have to cater to them.
So that is why we have Korean Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, they're both very attractive too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That is the thing. The press
because-
tour will be great.
Because you want
Like
them
Justice
to
Smith,
be
these two, Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
That is where
Yeah.
hotties across
Yeah.
the board.
Yeah.
because we really want everyone to feel like they can identify with every character
Okay,
in
yeah.
this movie, and the only way an audience can identify with a character is if they're super attractive.
Yeah, here's the thing. Being super hot
Yeah.
is the main thing.
It's honestly, it's kind of what half of this movie is about.
Yeah.
It's just everyone in the North Pole, there's something in the snow. They're all
Oh,
hot.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think even with their ages, we still age them up a little bit. We still make them
yeah,
hotties.
yeah.
The snow, it's so cold, your skin's better, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the opposite, but this is Santa magic.
And you know what's great about having them as younger for those flashback scenes for when they first met?
Oh,
you don't
there
even
we
have to
go.
think about
it.
We don't have to see. Yeah, we don't have to do any of the prosthetics.
Having them as younger, if they make it past this movie,
Yeah,
then
if they don't die.
they can make guest appearances in the other films if necessary.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Like a little
yeah.
Among Us Zoom game, you know?
Yeah, Little Among Us Zoom game. Yeah.
Okay, we have to fill out the cast some more because I don't think it's Dave. I don't think it's the witch sister. I don't think it's one of the
Yeah.
kids. I think people are accusing all of them because they're the outsiders. So who are some of the North Pole players, as so to speak, that we're bringing in?
You know who I think has a winter vacation home in the North Pole?
Who?
The Tooth Fairy.
The Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy, yeah, that's where she's based out of.
And you know what I think we do? We do, because if we want to get Disney in on this, I'm pretty sure this was a Disney film, but I might be wrong. But if not, we bring in someone with experience in the role, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yep. That was a Disney film. I'm pretty sure.
Y'all, this is box office gold.
It's gold.
You can put The Rock in the most trash movies.
Yeah.
We're still breaking 100 million just because people are going to go see him.
Yeah. And you know what
yeah.
we do to make it bring in maybe some of the like audience that is like, no, this sounds like a kid's movie. I'm not going to go. You also have in the vacation home with The Rock as the Tooth Fairy. Obviously, the Easter Bunny came to vacation there with her.
Yes.
And the Easter Bunny is played by Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Obviously.
Which is actually really interesting because there's bad blood between the two
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah. And so.
And this is the movie that's going to bridge that gap. That's going to give us X2.
Exactly.
If this movie can bring Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Vin Diesel
It
together,
can bring people back to the box office.
it
It'll
can
bring 'em
bring
back.
people back to the box office.
Everybody will be in their seats to see the next great film, Candy
Yeah.
Cane's Out.
And I think this is gonna be fun too because this is really big, and I think he'll do really well with this. These are like big. This is big energy for Justice Smith to play against.
Yeah.
Which I think will once again really undersell sell the fact that people think he's over his head. He's not good enough for this case. He's not the one to be doing this. But so whenever we get the triumph, when we get that win, it's gonna be that much sweeter. I like this. I do think The Rock is friends with the Tooth Fairy, and he's of course friends with Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and then we have to do it. The first time The Rock shows up, he just kicks open the door, not opens.
Yeah.
You know, but they're friends, and he goes.
There's a window
Yeah.
above the sink with the like shutters,
Yeah.
you know, that they can open out to see the icy tundra of the
Yeah,
North
yeah, yeah.
Pole, and those shutters open, and the Tooth Fairy's right there.
And he's holding a pie. And he goes, "Can you smell what the Tooth Fairy's cooking?" And he
Yes.
goes, "I brought y'all a
Exactly.
Thanksgiving pie.
Yes,
Thank you for inviting
exactly.
me."
yes,
And everyone's sitting around going, who invited? the
Shit, this
Tooth
is
Fairy?
great. This is great. This is great because what a good movie.
It's such a good
This
movie.
is the producer's wet dream of what is the plot? No, sir, we're not talking about plot.
No. It's all about the cast.
Because you always have to have why are we explaining the premise of the movie whenever we're in the movie. The Rock comes over. He's been out popping out teeth, getting them left and right. He picked up the Easter Bunny. They're over there. Wait, who plays the Easter Bunny? We said
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, yeah. He picked up Easter Bunny. Also, it's just Vin Diesel still in a tank top, and he's just wearing bunny ears.
Yeah, just like those like Party City style.
And he has like mascot paws.
and one shot, he turns around to go walk to somewhere in the background. You do see just a little tail.
Bunny tail.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
anyway,
necessary.
so he's like, yeah, sorry, I missed the last couple of days. You know, I know that Thanksgiving's always crazy. Thanks so much. I know it's a lot just for you to add two people to the table. And then Santa Claus is like, well, let me tell you, buddy. This is all going down, and I got to deal with the in-laws. He's like, oh, I haven't told me about those. Who is it? And then we get the rundown. This is
Of
how we
each
get
of
to
them.
know who's coming, what's the problem. These are our stakes. This is happening. And then he's just like, also, you know, everything's been so crazy this last couple of years.
Yeah.
Rudolph is just off his rocker. We got to make sure he's ready, you know. You have one bright nose. Everyone bullies you relentlessly. Then we turn around and realize that we need you, and then you get an attitude.
Yeah, and I think he definitely is. Like, that's sort of the thing is everybody kind of has it out for Rudolph because he's just gotten such a big head recently.
What if, though, hear me out.
Okay, go.
Another subversion of expectation.
We love
That
it.
was all a marketing propaganda. Everyone loved Rudolph when he was growing up.
He was never bullied.
He was never bullied. But then he got so into his character, he started to believe
So
it.
this is like
himself.
that's fun too because now we're seeing the real North Pole. And he's like,
Yes.
well, yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions about things, but one of them is like it was a better PR campaign. The only reason we didn't get Rudolph, he was a fucking child. Like he couldn't drive.
Yeah.
He couldn't
He
fly.
didn't
we
have
had
his license
we had to
yet.
wait till he was a 16-year-old, whatever reindeer 16-year-old is, and then he got his license.
yeah.
As soon as I met him, I was like, yo, my guy, lead it up.
What if too, like you spend most of the
This is
movie
good. This is
with
good.
the like Rudolph has been bullied.
This
Rudolph
is the
has
middle
been
of the
bullied.
movie.
Yeah.
This is the
And what they do?
If we're Knives Outing this, if we're Candy Cane Outing this is the middle of the movie switch of your understanding of what's been happening.
Because what you find is there's Vixen. He
Oh yeah,
is
we got
at
all
the
the
back.
we got all the other
Yeah.
reindeers.
He's at the back of the stall, you know, smoking a cigarette, being like, well, you know, Rudolph, we never.
Yeah.
I don't know what this voice is
keep
because
it up. Don't drop it. Keep it up. Go, go, go. Come
Rudolph. I had some-
Yeah, see?
we never.
This Rudolph kid's coming in here.
We never bullied that kid.
Yeah.
He was fine. And that character is played by Jack Black because he's real hot right now.
Oh my gosh.
Jack Black's
We
killing it.
have to involve Jack Black.
Because that's how you know it's going to be a success.
Yeah.
And he does have a song on the album that's something about like,
This is Vixen, right?
yeah, this
Yeah,
Vixen.
it's just some real. We just like Jack. You just go. You go
Yeah.
in the
You do
studio.
whatever
Just go
you
do
want.
whatever
You
you
do whatever
want.
you
Bring
do.
in your brother if
and he's
you
like,
want.
you haven't given me a script yet. We're like, you go.
You just go.
Your prompts are Christmas and crime.
Yeah.
And then you
Done.
you smoke a cigarette in the back like
This dang old
this.
Rudolph coming in here.
Rudolph.
Oh, yeah. Jack Black would kill it. Okay. Now here's the thing.
Okay.
Who done it?
Who
Done it. I think the thing is, right? So in that switch up, we think it's one of the other reindeer.
Yeah,
at that
obviously
point.
because they're
Because
mad
they're
that he's
mad.
like he's
Yeah.
top dog now.
He's fully
Top
made
tier.
himself think that he was bullied, even though he never was. So I think that we're spending the whole time following the reindeer. You
You look like
have
you're about to die.
When we find out the son is a squonk, it's because at the scene of the crime there was wet residue. He was there and saw it happen.
He saw it happen.
So he saw the whole thing.
But he's too afraid.
He's too afraid. So anytime he gets questioned or they want to know anything, like
he
becomes
becomes
a
a
wall.
puddle.
because Justice Smith, Detective Flex comes in. He's like, "Oh, I got to question y'all," and he's like, "So it's 3? Oh, sorry, I thought there's 3. There's just 2 in the room because he's puddling
He
up."
keeps puddling out.
Yeah.
And so I don't know where I'm going with that, except that it has to happen that way.
He is the one. He's the key witness.
He's the link.
That how he finally is able to tell his story.
His
right?
name is Lincoln.
And
that's the clue at the beginning in the introductions that he is going to be the missing link.
They're in a.
He's like, and this is my son, Lincoln.
So
Like,
I think
Dave, you gotta stop winking at the camera. He's like, sorry, fly. They're like, you know what? We gotta move on. We're paying so much money for The Rock, Vin Diesel, and Jack Black. We gotta move.
So I think how it comes out, they go to
Yeah.
the Christmas cathedral. Obviously, it's Christmas. There's a cathedral there. All the stained glass are different,
Yeah.
like of the stop motion Christmas
Oh.
There's a
movies.
Frosty one.
Yeah.
There's
That's good.
The
Snow Miser, He Miser.
yeah, Santa Claus is coming to town, like all that. The Year Without a Christmas.
And Snow Miser, Heat Miser are now married at this time, and they have
Yeah.
they have like a lovely little.
Well,
cottage.
they're
Yeah.
in one of the future movies. Is
Yeah.
about their whole
I do
thing.
think eventually, I do think they
Yeah.
get questioned as a little cameo, and they're just they're just fun, catty old gays.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, and so they go into the Christmas cathedral. Sparkle Flake sits down on one side of the confessional booth
Yeah,
thing.
he's praying.
Yeah.
He's praying to the Christmas spirit. He's
And
like, I gotta
then-
solve this. I'm so close.
Then he sees just like a shape enter the other side, and you hear Lincoln's voice, but he can't be seen
because of the divider.
He can
feels
talk.
comfortable to give his
So
information.
and that's where he gives his
oh
information.
my gosh, that's brilliant.
What's great about this is there's no substance and only flash, and that's what this movie needs.
Yes.
Exactly.
I need a review to be like an hour and a half of a movie where nothing happened, but I was enthralled.
Yes.
But I couldn't stop watching.
I couldn't stop watching.
If people are entertained the whole time, they don't have time to realize nothing has happened.
Yeah.
So so he sits down. He sits down at the confessional, right? And he is like, Detective Flakes, Mr. Flakes, whatever I call you, I have something to tell you. And he's like, yeah, what is it? And he goes, I was there when the nose got cut off and ran away with. And he goes, who was it? And he goes, it was none other than Mrs. Claus herself.
Whoa.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Go on.
Me neither.
Because Mrs. Claus, she got into a little bit of trouble. Her sister's
Y'all.
family are mixed up with a mafia.
Oh, I forgot. We said mafia earlier. We said the word mafia.
She's mixed up with a mafia, and now she is trying everything to hide from Santa how much her gambling has affected
she's leveraged
her.
so many things. So now,
Actually, the whole Christmas cathedral is technically supposed to be owned by one of the mafia families, but they said, we will forgive all of the debts.
you just get me that nose.
If you get me that nose, we come to find out the person who runs the mafia is that kid from the Kleenex commercials that has the,
the one with the red nose who's out in the cold.
because-
Who was it that's playing with the snowman?
Because Rudolph keeps coming for their
How long
territory.
ago was that one?
I think they still do that, right?
I bet. Here's the thing, though. We get that Kleenex money.
Puffs. That was a Puffs brand.
Either
I'm
way,
so sorry.
Whatever. Here's the thing. Tissues, they're booming.
and you know what?
booming.
If
we never solved COVID, y'all. People are still getting sick
they're
all
still
the time.
coughing and
So
sneezing.
people are buying up tissues left and
if
right.
Puffs doesn't want in, we can get that kid from the Campbell's Soup commercial.
Yeah.
That was the snowman that ate the Campbell's Soup and then melted into
Yeah.
a child.
Yeah.
I think the I really hope Red Nose Kids is still around because that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
I also like that one.
Listen. That's a great backup idea.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
Red Nose
I'm
Kid
just-
is
I'm
dead
just saying.
because he actually did get a cold and die, we got a backup of
that would be
Snowman
so
Kid.
depressing. Oh my gosh, that poor
But
kid.
that's what it is.
what the
Rudolph's
ages
been
deal with
coming
that?
for his territory forever.
That makes
Because you know the nose didn't used to be red. It just lit up. It was just a bright nose. It wasn't until that movie came out that it was suddenly
Oh
red.
shit! Really?
I don't know, but I'm
Oh
saying.
no! Don't tell me. Just lie. When you're on a roll
Technically,
like this,
if you go back to the original Rudolph song, never once does it say his nose was red.
yeah, this is all.
Never mind, it goes Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's the name. That's the
Well,
crux
here
of
we
it.
go back into the records, and we find out that was added much later.
It was Rudolph the Bright-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah. And they're
But
like,
that
that's
didn't
not
sound as good."
selling as well.
No, Red
Let's
Nose
remix this
Reindeer
album.
Sounds good.
Anyway,
I like
so,
this. Okay, so but I think okay, so yes, we got the who done it, but because this although crime, yes, we feel bad for Mrs. Claus. Because here's the thing, Mrs. Claus isn't the one that's fucked up. She's trying to save her family, and she feels responsible because they're all putting it on her, being like, well, this wouldn't have happened if you didn't run away up with that little Yeti cold man and go up to the North Pole, and you left us all alone.
She abandoned the family, and
So
then they got into her sister married into the mafia. And that's what started her whole family's trouble.
And that's why everybody loves Dave. It's because you're too afraid not
You
to
have
love
to
Dave.
love
Dave, if you take out some of the letters and put some other letters in, Dawn.
Or Devil.
Devil too.
Yeah.
If see here's
Devil Dawn.
David, Devil.
we get a we get a scene where Detective Flakes is like looking at like a fridge with like the you put the little words so you can draw the magnet words
And he's
and he's like, wait a minute, and he spells DAVE and then takes out the A, switches the E, and adds an IL and goes, oh.
And that's
But
what we
those
find
are
out.
the only letters that are on the refrigerator.
He is a cryptid. He's a
That's
devil.
what we find out. He isn't just David. He's the devil.
Oh my god.
Yo, that hits hard.
I think we found our substance.
And that's why Detective Flakes, this is his breakout because he arrests the devil.
What does the devil hate? Cheery and merriment.
Christmas cheer.
Christmas cheer. And that's why they came at Thanksgiving. Who's the one that took over the spot so that the sister could come? The Jersey Devil.
Whoa! He was
Y'all.
in it.
Yo, I know we're writing this movie and making this all up, but this, I was crazy.
I have chills.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe we're this smart.
I can't believe we're so good at making movies.
Why is Hollywood having no trouble right now?
I know they should just hire us.
Oh my gosh.
And I can't wait for the scene of him like taking out and the spelling devil. That's
And when you go back, here's the thing. If you go back and rewatch the movie after you find that out, wherever David like is in scenes, there will be items behind him that are horns behind his head.
because once again, Knives Out was very intentional with their cinematography
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
DP work. So like,
And we wanna steal that idea and use it for ourselves. And
Exactly.
so there'll be one scene he's got horns.
Yeah.
In another scene, there's like some Thanksgiving garland that's up
Yeah.
that looks like a
He
tail.
jokes
That's what I say,
about
yeah.
he jokes about one of his favorite songs.
He goes
being
to
the
help
devil
in,
went down
he goes to help in the
Georgia.
stables
Oh,
at
at
the
one
reindeer
point-
stables,
yeah, I
and
was
he has a
Well,
picture.
at one point, like we see where he's standing, and where there's like a picture of like a reindeer, and so it looks like he's got the little like goat-like legs, devil legs. It was all there.
Oh my gosh. He's from Georgia.
He's from Georgia.
Devil
Yeah.
went down to Georgia.
And we already said that, I'm pretty sure. We're
Yeah.
in Georgia right now.
Yeah.
That's where he was
So
from.
he's
and that's the thing. I think, I don't really know a lot about religion, but they say in like the Bible stuff that people like the devil, and that's the thing that how he tricks you, is that he's likable.
Well, he was an angel first.
Yeah, so like he's just a cool guy, and he's always just so helpful because he's always trying to get in everyone's business to stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is so good. Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah. I'm ready.
So I think we have the best reveals ever. That all makes sense. The receipts are there.
Yeah.
It goes there. So instead of being like Mrs. Claus, we're throwing you away because even though you did this because of the devil, it's your fault. No, sir. That's not what the North Pole's about.
Yeah.
What the North Pole's about is banding together and making kids happy or something. But this
Yeah.
is about the first one.
Yeah.
Also the second one, because all the nieces and nephews like Mrs. Claus because she's tight. And if you go throw her in jail,
She makes the
that's not
best
fun.
cookies.
Best cookies. So we're gonna one up the devil. We're gonna pull together, do a little fundraiser led by who? Vixen.
Vixen.
Because-
Jack Black comes back out.
Vixen hears about this.
Oh my gosh. It's a fundraiser with a live performance, and that's where we put the Jack Black
the
song
Jack
in.
Black
That's what I'm saying. That's where the
song.
Jack Black song
Yes.
gets in.
Oh my
and then eventually,
gosh.
we're like, and here's the thing though, no one's gonna believe this unless we out Dave as the devil. So you know what we do? Fiddle contest.
Fiddle contest. obviously.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
He can't resist that.
He can't.
That's like devil kryptonite.
Yeah.
That is.
And so someone's up there playing the fiddle, and they're doing a bad job, and they're like, obviously, this is the best fiddle player in the room, unless anyone else wants to stand up. And we happen to have this golden fiddle
The golden fiddle.
that you can use if you want to. We just had it laying around, and then Dave, poof, full devil form,
Yeah.
jumps up on stage,
Yeah.
starts railing that fiddle hard.
Yeah.
He's going, him and Jack Black going back and forth.
Yeah.
Uh,
And obviously his full devil form is just him in his normal clothes, but he does have horns for real for this time.
We'll add like extra blush to make him look
Just
a
like
little
a
he's
little
got a
red.
little bit,
Maybe
yeah.
a little like e-girl across the nose.
Oh my
too.
gosh.
Oh, yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be so cute.
Just a little cute.
Kawaii, I'm a
I'm
little
just
devil.
a little devil. He
Um,
gets to play the fiddle a little bit.
okay, so this is actually really good. So then, they raise enough money. They can put Rudolph's nose back on.
Yeah.
And
Because it is just a light bulb.
Yeah,
so
no,
that if
and
it
they're
burns
just like-
out, yeah.
yeah. So then Devil, I mean, he's like, I'm the devil. I'm just gonna leave, and he poofs away. And then
All of those kids are left without a father.
yeah, but here's the thing though, they get to move up to the North Pole.
Yeah,
Oh my
because
gosh.
guess what? Mrs. Claus's sister moves up to the North Pole.
Falls in love with Vixen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
And now Vixen, best dad.
Oh, and Vixen.
Obviously, it's played by Jack Black.
There's definitely like a little scene where like Vixen like says hey to the Witch of the Woods sister, who we never named by the way, but
Yeah.
Yeah, Witch of the Woods.
Witch of the Woods.
Yeah,
and
that's her proper name.
and you can tell there's a little tension there.
Oh my
and
gosh,
she's
because
just
she
like,
yells at one point. She like the impulse for her to yell
because
kicks
she's
in,
just so mad.
and Jack Black does his like kind of.
Oh, that's at one point where she remember when she screamed earlier. She's screaming because Jack Black's out in the woods, and she's just like, "I love you, but we can't be together.
Oh
we
my
met after I met Dave.
my
I love my
gosh.
kids. I know I love you too, but
And that's when we find out that Dave has actually been he might be a good dad or pretended to be
I
a
think
good
he's
dad.
still a good dad. I think he still likes his kids.
Bad husband.
Bad husband, good
He
dad. that you
definitely
could
talks
do-
about how she should only be in the kitchen making him
Oh,
dinner.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
spends
Yeah.
so much time yelling in the woods and not enough time cooking stews.
Yeah, not enough time cooking stews.
yeah.
Obviously. And
like-
she doesn't do her makeup anymore,
No.
so ugh.
Oh man.
And when she doesn't do her makeup, she just looks more like a normal person. And he's like, "No, where's the moss? Where's
Yeah,
the
where
where's the
is
mud?
it?
Where's
It's
the
not
gum?"
good
Who's gonna be
anymore.
intimidated by that?
Yeah,
No one.
Yeah.
nobody.
You look so good. That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
We said something about one of the points that one of the actual like skunk ape kids, he smells bad. That's because Jack Black, Vixen, gave her some like swamp perfume, and that's what we smell at one point. They're like, it was obviously the kid, he was in there. No, it was just that he was trying to give her a Christmas gift because he knew he wouldn't see her at Christmas because he's working.
yeah.
And that's really why she took the chance to go up was to see Vixen.
Yeah.
Because
What?
they've been in
Yeah.
a long distance letter writing, not relationship.
An emotional affair,
Yeah.
but a granted one because she's married to the devil.
Yeah. Wow.
We don't feel bad. We don't feel bad about it.
We don't feel bad about it.
What a
Wow, there's so many beautiful layers to this story.
It's so gorgeous.
I'm overwhelmed by how beautiful it is.
What I like is how little screen time each character gets because there's so much happening.
So much happening.
And I like where like the main character is Justice Smith as Sparkle Flakes, but he's got maybe 10 minutes.
Well,
I
here's the thing. Movies these days keep getting longer and longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if Broadway play, I went and saw a play one time that was one play, but they split it into 2 nights. Yep.
They're like, "Yeah, see you tomorrow."
Yeah,
You had
pretty
to buy
much.
2 tickets.
2 tickets.
Here's the thing. You had to buy 2 tickets. So we can have one long production schedule, right? Cut down on costs.
But it's 2 movies.
Oh, we hobbit them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're released at the same time in theaters.
So you can see both of them one right after
Oh,
another.
so we take all of the theaters. We take
Yeah.
all the auditoriums at theaters
Yeah.
because we have
2 movies.
2
Yeah.
movies, which is Candy Cane's Out and Candy Cane's Outer.
Candy Cane's out again.
Out again. There we go.
Candy Cane's Out, and then Candy Cane's Out, Peppermint Twist.
Because we end the first
With
movie
the
With the
with the
reveal.
reveal, and then the second movie
Yeah,
is before.
obviously.
The first movie ends with the Rudolph reveal.
I gotta write this down.
The
Hold on,
second
hold on.
movie is all of the twists come out.
This is the first time
think
we've done 2 movies at once. We're making so much money.
I do think all of the kids, we haven't talked about who's playing them, so I'm just going to pitch this now. We do just get all of the cast of Avatar The Last Airbender.
I love those kids.
Yeah, so you get the Aang, Katara, Sokka, Zuko, Azula.
Aang's actor as the unicorn?
Yeah,
Oh my
obviously.
gosh.
Zuko's actor is the Squonk.
Yeah. Sokka's the fish mermaid.
The fish
I
mermaid.
do think we have, so it's Candy Cane's out, and then Candy Cane's out, Peppermint Twist.
Twist.
I do think that we have a really good scene between Detective what's
Flakes?
Detective Flakes and the Squonk, because he's talking about like, you know, how he got scared too. It's hard for him to like stand up. All of his family just own candy cane mines. They also said it's a waste to go into the Justice Department, and we get a little bit shined on like the actual atrocities of the police department. He thinks he can solve them inside. We all know that you can't. You have to demolish the whole system and rebuild it for something actually with the people in mind. Although he is an idealist, he thinks that he can do good. Once again, misguided, but it's Hollywood. We still got to do a little bit.
Later in the
future
films,
movies.
he becomes an independent
He
detective contractor.
he goes PI.
Yeah.
Because that way we can leave from this North Pole setting and kind of experiment with other
He's
locales.
just going around solving holiday cryptic mysteries and stuff like that.
And honestly, we could have another moment with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and or Vin Diesel talking to Detective Flakes toward the end.
Because I think they're not even like secondary, they're tertiary at best characters, because they make an appearance, but that's the lead into later where he's just like,
We
hey,
don't have the
Detective
money
Flakes,
for a
it's
whole
me,
movie.
the Easter Bunny, Vin Diesel.
I got
at
another holiday crime.
Listen, though, wait, we can have a touching scene at the fundraiser where Detective Flakes is sitting back looking at everyone in the North Pole banding together, and that's all he's wanted this whole time was the North Pole to come together, and he sees what's happened, and he's so proud and satisfied, and the Easter Bunny looks at him and says, you've made something magical happen here at the North Pole. The world needs this.
I've been wintering up here for years.
And I've never seen the people band together.
You know what? I think, and this is a beautiful sentiment, I think that Santa Claus realizes that part of this is because he was so blinded that, yes, he has an important job, but he's not the only Yeti that can do it.
No.
So I think Santa Claus, at the end of it, he takes off the hat, he gives it to the reverse mermaid.
The reverse
my gosh.
That's new Santa. And
New
he's like,
Santa.
I think it's time
Fish
that we
Santa.
do what you want, Mrs. Claus. And then she's like, well, what about the house? What about all these things? And he's like, well, your sister and the rest of your kids can help out your nephew, who's been trying to figure out what to do with his life. Because it's hard to be a reverse mermaid. And you know what? No longer shall people look at reverse mermaid like, yo, what the fuck is that? You're weird. Why fish top, human bottom? No, do not do that. And then you're actually crying. You're actively crying right now.
So beautiful. He has a place now.
And so now he gets a place. He's new Santa.
And Santa can retire.
And Santa can retire, and Mrs. Claus, and they'll come back and live with the family. You were like full on crying.
They do decide to go to Korea, and Mrs. Claus decides to start a music career, and that's how we get IU on the album, too.
That's so beautiful. I feel so many big feelings for this fish boy.
This fish boy that has 10 minutes of screen time. I
talks
do
about
not know what to tell you.
But he does talk about at one point how he's like, he wishes he had more responsibility.
Yeah.
Unicorn child is just more of a gimmick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's just marketing,
that's
honestly.
just
Ape,
marketing.
yeah.
Skunk Ape guy is
He's
just kind of
just-
like, listen, puberty's fucking weird. I smell
Yeah.
different. It'll change
Yeah.
a little
We
bit.
just need that like red herring moment.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with herring the fish.
Yeah.
As
But
in our
this
fish
is,
boy.
so reverse mermaid.
He does have to be a herring.
Yeah, it's a be a
Yeah.
herring.
The top half does have to be a herring.
I was about to ask
And
what
his name is
is.
Red.
Okay, I was going to say Harry, but I think Red's good.
Red
Yeah.
the herring.
And also Red, Santa Claus Red.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's truly what the connection was.
And red hair. God, how good are we?
We're so good.
This is
This is the best film that's ever been thought of ever.
I like how at no point did we ever lose the gas. In fact, we kept pushing it to the pedal of the ground and being like, there's more ground. We found more ways to push this pedal.
Actually, this pedal goes way further than we ever thought.
It loops back around, and now we're out almost, we're over a 360.
I don't know how my ankle did that, but
It's
did.
doing it, though. You were so...
Can't stop crying.
Because of red herring.
Because of Red Herring. Red the
No.
Herring. I love him so much.
Because he has a place in the world and he's accepted.
Yeah.
And the whole North Pole came together. This is the reaction that you can get from your public.
This is what we're gonna. This is how we pitch. This is how we pitch it to Hollywood, big Hollywood. It's like, look at this.
Look at this person.
Look at this adult woman in her PJs holding a bunny stuffed animal wrapped up in a K-pop blanket who is crying. This is your target audience. You're going to get, and we're doing 2 movies.
2 movies
For the
in
price
one.
of 2 movies. We're, okay, for the price of making 1 movie, selling it for the price of 2 movies. That's why you bring the blanket. That's why you bring the stuffed animal. You're going to watch both of these 3.5 hours long.
Yeah.
You know, people
We're
loved
editing
Barbenheimer.
nothing.
People loved Barbenheimer.
And Saw Patrol.
This is a built-in Saw Patrol.
We bring it in. You say, listen, you go back to back. All theaters have to schedule it to where it's like, okay, right now for this 3-hour block,
perfect
you're
timing.
only showing like Candy Canes Out, and then this next 3-hour block, you're only showing Candy Canes Out, Peppermint Twist.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
first half of the day you can see
That's like
boom,
written
2.
in the contract when they agree to show it.
And also, there's still like the mob kid in there. He's like an end credit scene where he like sneezes. It's just like, you haven't seen that ass in me. And then he sneezes, hits his head on a light, and it like jingles back and forth. And then we get to see a little glimpse of other villainous people that everyone's gonna be like, I think it's this one. I think it's
And as it's jingling back and forth, it is just like Jingle Bells because Christmas.
y'all.
It's
Call
so
it.
good.
Sorry I keep dropping this cat. Call it a day. I mean,
so good.
we got 17 seconds left.
Wow.
I don't know how you can improve
You can.
on greatness like
It's
this.
perfect. This
You
is
really
the
can.
perfect film.
This is the perfect film.
I didn't think you were gonna cry, but I'm not surprised that you did.
Honestly, that's fair.
Like I didn't go in this be like, Kaylyn's probably gonna cry, but now that you did, I was like, oh, I forgot. Kaylyn, this makes sense.
Kaylin will cry.
Yo, what a good movie.
Yeah.
Let's check in. Let's check in with Sherman right now.
Sherman.
Let's see. Oh, he loves it.
Of course
he loves it. And now imagine, I'm not going to do this in post, but imagine if I did do it in post. There's a little Santa Claus hat right here. Imagine you're looking at him.
Santa hat.
And like once I could do it. I know how to do it. I have the
You're just not going
I
to.
will not do this. Stop asking me in the comments.
Just like Red Herring, use your imagination and believe.
Somebody
Got
please.
yourself again. You got yourself.
Somebody please draw me a picture of this shark with a Santa hat. Thank you.
Someone draw me a picture of Red
at
Herring.
me
Yeah, Red
and
Herring.
show me that picture.
Anyways, you got anything you want to plug?
Yeah, you can follow me on pretty much any social media platform as Kari Bunny. On TikTok right now, I'm posting a lot of K-pop content, so if you're interested in
into
that,
K-pop?
yeah, a little bit.
Kaylyn, you got anything to plug?
I'm just a girl.
Just a girl
So
asking for Hollywood to greenlight a
asking
movie
for Hollywood
about a
to
reverse
make
mermaid.
a movie about Red, the reverse mermaid herring. You can follow me on Biggie KK. I don't really do much on any of those platforms, but
She's there.
I'm around.
And as always, I am Joel Ruiz. I own and run the Do You Validate Studio. We got a lot of shows. We got this one, SS Bad Ship, a Scum and Villainy actual play, Oddity Roadshow, Monster Week actual play, an already fully finished campaign of Critical Bits. We have the Riverdale Fancast Jingle Jingle, which you can actually see or listen to. It's audio only. Both of the lovely sisters on as separate guests. And if you want to submit prompts or ways that people will die, go become a Do You Validate patron. Patreon.com/Do You Validate. I do want to give a special thank you to our executive producer, Andrew Harper, and our 2 associate producers, Luke Holt and BRS. Y'all helping keep the lights on over here and making such great films as Candy Cane's out, and Candy Cane's out, Peppermint Twist. Thank y'all so much, and as always, we'll see you in the tank.
This show is part of the Do You Validate network.